2 months later. How are you, Lawrence?
I think I know
Hi.
you.
I
I
think
think I
I
remember
remember
you.
you. I
You
remember
guys remember me?
you.
I've been
It's
sitting in the same spot for 2 months and haven't left this desk. So,
Have you? I know you've done a
sleeping on
lot
the
of technical
floor
stuff.
and
Oh.
living like a real something. So it's
Oh.
good to be it's good to be back. Smash that like button. Let's
Yes.
go. Let's go. Laser
Awesome
in the
blazer.
house.
You
We
rock.
got Timothy,
Timoth man. Timoth
Timothman.
man.
Is that
Yes.
Timothman?
Tim
That might be right
Mothman.
up there with Latchkey Hustle for one of my favorite names. That's in the contention immediately. Tim Mothman, what's up? Hi Heidi.
Hi, how are you? Happy
I'm good. Happy
summer.
summer. It's we're in the middle of July and in the swing of summer. We can talk about that. But
Yeah.
before we talk about that, let's roll it back, shall we?
Inch, 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 inch,
And an
inch.
Elvis countdown. A one, a two, a one, two, three.
Eh. Oh,
Coo,
a
coo,
little
coo,
delay.
coo. Okay, let's go. If you're a Dodger hater, I'm sorry.
They apparently they
We're
won.
throwing it up.
I
We're throwing
forgot
it up.
about
They
there was
won. They
baseball out
won.
there.
So I'm in a little better mood. They almost didn't. All you Dodger fans out there, how about that game today, huh? That was nuts.
That's awesome. Was it
Yeah,
okay? Here's my ignorance. Was it here
sure.
or
It
were
was
they
in San Francisco
okay?
against the rival oldest rivalry in baseball, really. The Giants and Dodgers, going back into the 1800s when the
Wow.
Dodgers and Giants were both located in New York. They've continued the rivalry, moving out west. Lots of fights in the stands.
Dang.
Yeah,
Dang.
that was in San Francisco. Now it's the All-Star break.
Okay.
We're going to turn this into a baseball podcast today.
I can
No,
talk
we
hot
won't.
dogs.
No, we won't. How have you been, Heidi?
I'm doing good. I'm good. I went international for a little while. So
Yeah,
that was really cool. And
I'm curious, but tell
yeah.
me. Let's get into that. Tell me about your
Yeah.
trip. What was food like internationally?
Very first top of my head, Whole Foods. There's
Yeah.
no snacking either.
Okay.
It's like you eat your meals. There weren't the snacks.
That's the vibe.
And water. Nobody's into water. You have to ask for water everywhere you go. And it's always a lot extra. It's like you have to ask for yeah. Those are my big food things. And the biggest food thing is napkins. They really are like paper thin napkins and they really don't care about there's not a lot of napkins anywhere.
Really? And then
Yeah.
where was this? This was in
This is
Poland?
Poland and
Yeah.
Wales. Both
Okay.
Poland and
You
Wales
have
had really
pierogi? Pierogi?
oh yes. His all home cooking. There was all
Love it.
home cooking everywhere. And then most everywhere. And the cutlets, everything, cabbage rolls, buckwheat, meat. There's like every culture kind of has their form of the cabbage roll really.
Yeah.
And and fried meats and things.
Like Eastern
So
Europe, it's a
yeah.
lot of just boiled food,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just
A
throw a
lot of
bunch of stuff in a
potatoes,
pot and boil the heck out of it.
boil it up.
Boil it up.
Little
Yeah.
gardens next door, but my favorite bit was the slower pace and
Yeah.
just really being I don't feel the pinging like you feel in LA. I mean, sure there we didn't have Wi-Fi wherever we went, really, so we just once in a while checked in, but it was I think Whole Foods and not pinging everything that I just felt okay. Like I came home, my pants were a little bit tight, but not crazy.
So you're having fun. That sounds like a
Yeah,
good trip.
had fun.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, summer, I mean, in my world with dealing with the families and the kids, so water in Spain and
What the water
Italy.
in Spain was dirty.
Dirty water.
Dirty water.
Careful of dirty water. Summertime's like one of those things where you check in with, we've talked about this structure, summer structure. Obviously it's gonna be different than during the school year for, with kids, but that's kind of the thing, is to not go too far off the rails. Try to keep some structure as far as wake up times, bedtimes.
Right. Our sleep was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
We adjusted with that. They did bring some melatonin for the plane. And you know what? It didn't work. I went for the melatonin part. It didn't
Melatonin.
they were just so excited to travel. And we wound up just falling into the times, but we got our good sleep every night, like a good chunk of sleep. Sleep was really important. Yeah.
It's interesting too. Maybe this might be TMI, but offer whatever information you may. When people travel, I've found
Yeah.
that there's a couple types of different people. Like some people can travel and they're regular, their bowels are regular,
Oh,
and then other people it
yeah,
really gets disrupted.
yeah.
The constipation actually very common.
I call it vacation constipation, and it is very
Vacation
real.
constipation. It is a real thing, and so it is
Why is
funny.
that? Why is it do that? It's just
I,
dehydration or
well, in the
like
case of we were talking about not getting any water, maybe that's a factor, but
yeah,
I think beyond that, familiarity, because I mean, it even happens even if people are traveling even just through a couple different time zones. Some people even get it just sleeping over at somebody's house, and they notice
yeah,
there might be some
true.
sort of psychosomatic component to it. You're not in a comfortable setting. The nervous system, the bowels are really dictated by your nervous system. Some people have
Okay.
like just the lack of familiarity. There's different reasons depending on how long too that you're traveling somewhere else. You got different exposure to microbes, and so sometimes it can go the other way where you get traveler's diarrhea.
Oof.
So there's
Yeah.
vacation constipation and traveler's diarrhea.
Oh yeah.
Real quick tip for anybody that's traveling, should have hit me up before you left, Heidi.
Oh shoot. About
Saccharomyces
oh.
boulardii, S. boulardii. That is a probiotic
Oh.
strain that works really, really well for traveler's diarrhea. And it was
Oh.
a quick history
Okay.
lesson. We got the chalkboard behind me. I'm going to act like a teacher. There was a French microbiologist traveling over into Asia, and he noticed that the villagers were serving this lychee drink, and people were drinking that, and it was resolving their diarrhea. And he was fascinated by it, being a microbiologist. He studied it, and he located a strain. It's a yeast strain, but it's not like a candida yeast. It's not
Uh,
that sort of yeast. It's not like a yeast infection that we hear yeast and we go, it's a friendly yeast. And he named it Boulardii after his name was Boulard. So Saccharomyces boulardii, it's great. It's shelf stable. You don't need to refrigerate it. You can take it with you when you travel. Pretty
oh
awesome.
nice. Coulda, shoulda, woulda there. I did bring some smooth move tea.
There you go. That is a
But when that
senna
was
tea.
I was
Yes.
you know what? When the next day when I saw nothing, I was like, "Whoa." So I started chugging water. I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm
If you're
that."
talking about senna, though, the responsible thing for me to do here is, though, anybody out there getting smooth move tea, use it sparingly. Use it when you absolutely need it. If you use it all the time, you'll become dependent on it. Not a good thing. You'll be buying smooth move tea the rest of your life.
Now, does that mean because the bowels just stop doing what they're
Yeah,
supposed to
they need
they
to. They
just
react. There's a
they wait
compound
for
called
their tea?
senicides.
Hi, Roger. Nice
Senicides.
to
It's
meet
not
okay.
to be confused with like
Cyanide
suicide.
or
Conjunction,
cyanide?
function. What? Wait,
Junction.
conjunction, junction. What's your function?
That's it.
I'm just a bill
Hi,
on Capitol
Roger.
Hill.
Yeah.
Um,
Good
yeah.
this is
So
good. I
it
didn't know it would go there. Good
senicides,
tip.
those
Okay.
compounds. Yeah, if you do it regularly, like some people like to just take it, they just take it, they take it, then your balls are sort of like, where's the tea, man? I'm not doing anything without my tea.
Mhm.
So you can become dependent on it. It kind of takes a long time to, you know, get things back to normal without it. So really
Okay.
important to know about that.
All
Smooth move
right.
tea it's a good, it works, but you gotta be
Okay.
careful. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Well, good to know. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think I seem to have been the only one with the problem of that. Everybody else, it
Everybody
was
else
free
is moving
flowing.
okay.
And you would oh my gosh, we almost had to buy a new piece of luggage to check. We came home with like 40 pounds of chocolate because
No kidding.
all the different Polish families were like, give this to so and so, and you keep this, and then give this to so and so. And we wanted to make it work to bring all these lovely chocolates home,
Nice.
and some Polish vodka, which I gifted to my mother for her birthday.
I
And
love it. And happy birthday
but
again to your
yeah,
mom.
thank you. Yeah, so 75. You saw that. We celebrated her right when we came back. So there was no settle in until this week.
Heidi, are you
I
ready
didn't.
for this?
Uh-oh,
It
what?
means that your mom was like our age when we
Oh, that's right. 30 years I've known you.
are
Holy
you ready
smokes.
to
So she was older than
are yeah, when we moved
wow.
here 25 years
25
ago,
years ago.
that puts her at 50.
That's
I'm making
crazy.
Heidi feel old.
Can never.
Actually, yeah. I mean,
No way.
actually,
Yeah,
hey,
you're
it's
right.
awesome. Yeah,
You're
it's
right.
kind of a head trip, though, huh?
It is. And you knew her then too.
I
You
did.
knew her in the late 90s and you
And your
knew
little
her then.
brother,
And my little brother, who's now 26. Yeah, it's crazy. Time flies. But aging gracefully. I mean, she does
she's
do a lot
she's
of cool
she's beautiful.
regimens. She
Yeah,
does a lot of good regimens. There's always some a little vice, I think, that comes with our family that you got to work on. So she's got her own vices. But in that
yeah.
sense, she's happy and she tends to her meat suit and regenerates her skin all the time. Au natural. So
Au
yeah, but
natural.
honestly, it goes back to just keep moving. Honestly, just keep staying
100%.
physical, keep moving. She likes to say too, I forgot to put this. She goes, but when I was sharing social media, don't forget to put that I hiked the Alps at Christmas. So last December,
She-
she hiked the Swiss Alps.
I
And
like
I'm
that
like, go,
she.
mom.
I like that she had that input. Wanted to make sure that her
That
her,
I,
so-
photo
her
approvals and
social
those.
media PR was on point there. Good job. Get all that copy approved before you run that.
Yeah. Yes,
Super
I
cool.
shall blazer keeps swimming. Hi, Era 51. How the heck are you? Nice to see you, hun. Cheers, we're back.
Yeah,
Yes. So we were on a roll there for some stuff.
we
So
were on a
we got
roll.
all
Yeah,
this. We got the aging, we got the vacation constipation, we got all this. But when it comes to family and holistic health, we also think about the kids, right? Do we have any
100%. Yeah.
more?
Well,
What's been going on in your world with Rainbow Chefs Academy, and what are you seeing out there when it
man,
comes to families? Yeah.
it's in my world, very very busy, which is part of why you haven't seen me in a while. We are expanding really rapidly. To the point where I guess it's a good problem to have. We're scaling so fast that kind of hard to keep up with everything. Creating
Oh,
new curriculum, new courses, getting into more schools. Summer camps are launched. Um, more recipe development on my end. Um, yeah, and as far as like, I mean, it's not hasn't been anything really new. I mean, I we always like to talk about headlines and stuff. I have one recent article that just popped up that we can chat on.
yeah.
In
You
terms
mean
of
pull it up?
children's health. Yeah, why don't you
Yeah.
pull it up? We can kind of talk about this. This one just popped up on my radar,
And
and
blazer, Walla Walla
I was
onions,
telling
delish.
telling Heidi
Mm-hmm.
before we got on. It's like, more
Oh yeah.
more stuff that we already know. But here we go. New research reveals alarming decline in U.S. children's health. 17-year study finds rising mortality, chronic illness, and mental health challenges among U.S. children. And here's some of the key takeaways. U.S. children and teens were nearly twice as likely to die as their peers in 18 other high-income countries. And this is between 2007 and 2022. Among 3 to 17-year-olds, the prevalence of chronic conditions increased, and quite a bit, actually. And they
Hmm.
weren't good before, and they're even worse now. 39.9% to 45.7%. And childhood obesity increased from 17 to 20.9. The studies here, the trends, children's mortality, chronic conditions, obesity, functional status. Now we could go into this, but you know what, Heidi? Just
Yeah.
close this window and
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
let's
yeah.
just get right into the heart of the matter here.
All I think is that
Okay.
can they hear us now? That's all the first thing is.
Again,
Can they hear us now?
my whole
Okay.
thing with this is I
I
have
don't.
been doing this for so long and so many years, and I always say this, it's like we
Mhm.
just keep running studies and looking and it's like, okay, we know, we get it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really new under the sun, guys. I mean, with the exception of, I'd say the story in the last couple of years is now the rollout of the newer class, like not really super new, but sort of used new to the younger populations. The Ozempic, the Manjaro, or
GLP. Okay.
GLP-1 agonist drugs, right? So that's sort of
Mhm.
new, but that's like, what is that? To me, it's kind of like waving the white flag in society.
Yeah.
Testing children, kind of guinea pigging them as young as 6 years old. There's got to be a better way forward. And as we sit back and we watch headlines fly by us and we're waiting on programs and all this, it's like the message is always what, Heidi? What is the message?
get to the root. Go, oh, what is that the message?
There's
I'm
about
like,
4, and I know you'll get
okay,
one.
I'll get one.
Swing your arm and you'll hit one.
The message you mean to families for
The
their
bigger
children?
message of health. It's like, don't wait for the government. Don't wait around.
Oh, take it in
Take it
your own
upon
hands.
yourself.
Yeah,
Take it in
yeah.
your own hands.
Put
And the
it in
key
your
word,
own hands.
empowerment. We want empowerment within the home.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Yes.
we look at population studies, and it's like, those are great to kind of just get the overview. But what
Mhm.
does it mean for you out there, listener? Who do you know?
Yeah.
Do you have children? You know
Do you
children. You have
smoke
family members
detector?
that have children, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It starts at home. It should.
It's yep, and that's traveling internationally with these different cultures. The love language is food. It's the sit down, it's the meal, it's the preparation,
There's some more
it's the
family time then, huh?
presentation. It's more family time, more enjoyment, even the food prep is family time. So there is something to be said about just the overall well-being when it comes to your food. You know,
Absolutely.
these statistics, isn't America with even okay, I'm gonna just go against everything we've ever said on the show for 5 years because I think we've been talking for about 5 years about this kind of thing. We started in 20, all these little
Oh,
shows we've been
during
doing.
during the pandemic.
Yes, you won't believe what I had in Poland. I had
What?
I had KFC and
Okay.
McDonald's and McDonald's, but
Okay.
things I never thought I would do. But you know what? I noticed there was a difference in the nature of the food,
Isn't that
not
funny?
even at how it was presented, um, the taste, the how long it took. Like it was a chain, but they are not using the same products they use here in America. They listed the ingredients. They listed I mean, I was blown away. The kids were blown away. They're like, record this. Mother is eating McDonald's and we're eating McDonald's, but I enjoyed it. I'm like, this tastes like a real burger.
Yeah.
And it had like
I'd
the
be
real,
curious now you got my curiosity piqued. I mean, I
yeah.
do generally know that, there's some stricter standards. There's also just different agriculture and the source material. Again, it, look, it all starts at the source material, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm guessing um, the agriculture is different, and as well as like some of the standards and transparency. So I'm curious now about Poland in particular. Um, no, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, you just feel different and again, we've talked about this before about traveling out of the country and eating things that would ordinarily make us feel unwell or tired or lethargic, and then
Yeah.
just that's not the case
Yeah.
when you're traveling to some of these other countries. So that is
I
interesting.
noticed,
So
yeah, and the
yeah,
biggest difference I noticed because what I get happens to me here is I think it's from the MSG. It's like the drooling or like the crave. You hate it, you're done, you put it away. It didn't linger in your mouth forever, and it didn't. Yeah, it was different products.
yeah, the
So yeah.
additives are different.
Hmm.
The concentrations of different, things like gluten and gliadin proteins within, wheat. The burger itself might
The
be
wheat.
different, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blazer brought up the wheat. Yep. And the burger itself was different. Even with all their meals, they would put on this thing. I thought it was juice. And I'm like, oh no, I was drinking water. I was trying to get my vacation constipation over. And but at one point, the Giants said, just try it. And it just tasted like watery fruit. And I looked at the ingredients and it was just the fruit and the water. It wasn't the 20 ingredients that we typically find in a
Right.
jar of juice here. I was like, oh, I had no idea. Like this is a good choice.
Well,
You have to look at those labels, right?
keeping it simple is always the way, you
Yeah.
know.
Different
Oh, look at
meats
this
sold
in
in Montana.
Montana. Way better. That's awesome. That's curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious about that. That's awesome to hear.
Ooh. Oh, no, no.
Oh,
Never mind.
don't open
It's
that up.
inside joke. Inside
Ah!
joke. You guys are funny.
Watermelon Himalayan salt. That sounds delicious right
That
now.
actually very summery.
Oh
We haven't
man.
been blasted too hard up here, but yeah, I know there were some heat waves when I was gone. How are you doing with the heat? What do you do for that? What's
Well,
your
I'm
go-to?
down. I'm in Redondo, so it's pretty
You're
nice here.
beachy.
Yeah, I don't have to
Oh,
really worry
he's
about it.
on
We
the
in
ocean.
my place, we don't even have air conditioning units. I do have a fan when it might get into the low 90s or something. I mean, it's not like being up in the valley where I
It's
was for
not by
years,
here. Yep.
105.
When we're
Um,
watching the desert burn all around us.
no, it's nice over here. I can't complain
Okay.
as far as that goes in
Good.
the South Bay. But it is a big thing. I mean, hydration. I've got a lot of clients up in the valley still in Santa Clarita area, and they're
Okay.
out and about, and you
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
them, be mindful of your water consumption.
Okay.
But so they're not drinking water over there. They're drinking like vodka and it's
No.
spritzers and stuff.
Oh, so they're summering so hard.
Yeah,
Oh gosh. But you know what? That's something I couldn't do. I had one wine night in Poland and I paid the price the whole day and the next day.
I
I
think you
just
posted
cannot.
about that.
I did. I cannot consume it anymore. I, I'm fine with that. A couple
Yeah, that might be a
random
good thing.
beers on the trip, but I can't smell it. Can't do any of that with my
Sometimes it's
relationship
good to
with wine is
have
over.
it's good to have like a reaction. It's kind of like, the when the dad makes his son smoke the cigar when he's like 7,
Yeah.
and it's like, turn you green,
Yeah.
and then you don't
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
do it. It's like sometimes we need like it's sort of better in a sense if you don't feel good to kind of
Yes.
give you that, like, when
My
you're doing
body.
something without any
Yeah.
immediate consequence,
Yep.
um, then those behaviors stay
Yes.
in
That
place
was
a lot
and
longer.
I I know who this beautiful person is. It's like poison, she says. Yes, it is. Many
Quite literally, yeah.
blessings to you, sweet cheeks. Raining flowers on you. We have high iron content in the well water here. Great for your blood. Oh, Montana, I bet. Oh, Montana. I'm going to call him Montana now.
Yeah,
I have a
Montana
question
sounds
for
fun.
you, Lawrence, because you
Mhm.
just said you've been sedentary, like doing your work at that desk for 2 months. What's your
Kind of, yeah.
routine? Do you
I mean,
get your butt up?
yeah, I do. And so I was kind of half joking, but that's a good
Okay.
question. So for me, I've become really, really big on little mini micro exercise bouts. So my thing is between clients, I get up, I do some body weight squats. I got a pull up bar. I've got kettlebells, dumbbells right next to this desk, and I'm really in favor of that. Kind of
Keeping it
breaking up today.
closed.
And the thing is it's and so to get to the science behind it, they've done some studies. We've heard about sitting is the new smoking, right? Like people sitting.
Mhm.
The thing that they found out was that, or the research has shown is that, just going to the gym for 45 minutes in an hour does not offset, the 7-8 hour workday at the desk. And that's
Mm.
kind of alarming, because if you go into the gym and you think, okay, now it's better than not, but it's not completely offsetting that. But what can offset that are, I think the best case scenario would be like a sit to stand. My desk is sit to stand,
Oh,
but I'm
yeah.
kind of getting up enough where I don't tend to crank the desk to standing. But sit to stand desks are good. But getting up and moving through the day, um, for people who are dealing with blood sugar issues or diabetics, this has been a great finding where they showed that people doing 10 body weight squats, they had people do 10 body weight squats every 45 minutes, and tell people do it every 45 minutes or an hour, can, in a sense, see like a drug-like impact on their blood sugar. Now, you don't have to be diabetic to do this, but really, really useful. And most people can just wrap their head around doing that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I've already
yeah.
seen in this past 6 months of kind of trying this out with different clients, some of my adult clients that are diabetic or pre-diabetic, getting better results in their blood sugar. The A1C, hemoglobin A1C, it's a 90-day measure of the blood sugar, looks a lot better. Your muscles are a big sink for glucose to try to sponge up that sugar. And the
Mhm.
best way to do it is use large muscle groups. Body weight squats are where it's at. You're using like
Mm.
60 muscles in your body. So that's kind of my routine. And then I try
Okay.
to bake into the schedule time for at least a 15 or 20-minute walk, get outside, out in the middle of the day, and
Mhm.
then come back in. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the drill. Now there
Okay.
is times that I'm just like locked in, and I just I'll have to admit I'm just blowing right by all that because I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
get a
yeah.
project done or task done. But for the most part, I'm trying to break up the monotony at the desk. So that's
Okay.
that's I'd say the biggest thing to keep in mind is that the thing what you said about movement and your mom. I mean, to reiterate this, the difference
Mhm.
between not moving at all and just moving a little is like massive. If you just
Yeah.
move a little, it's like 10 times as impactful as not,
It's
so
not
you're
at
already
all.
kind of like there just doing something. It's one of the biggest reasons people kind of fall away later in life if they end up in a hospital, if they end up in a bed, if they end up bedridden, if they're not getting movement.
Mhm.
So movement
Mhm.
is everything.
Yeah, that was my feeling when I saw some of Marchin's, the Giants' relatives, in Poland, some younger than my mom, but they've already kind of surrendered.
Mm,
Even they had a birthday and 70, but their gift is like a recliner. It's like
yeah.
contributing to this sedentary lifestyle when, you want to see them thrive. So instead of walking shoes or a partner to just go walk with something, it's
You
kind
want to
of
set up a lot of
yes,
that goes into
51, yeah.
what's called
Mm,
environmental design, which goes into habit formation in general, is a sense set up your environment for behaviors. And the rule of thumb is sort of like making the desired behavior easier, making the less desired behavior harder. And
mhm.
it's how you lay out the room where you put things. If I have to walk across the room to get something, set things up where, you're sort of forced into, the environment lends itself to getting up and about. If everything becomes too convenient, you know,
And we turned into a Wall-E civilization. Remember when Wall-E came out? I was just
yes.
like, "We're going
I've
that
got that
direction."
clip on my Instagram page,
Oh, it's the
the
best.
little
Wow.
animated, clip from
Yeah,
when they're just all sitting there locked
with the
in the
screen right
screens.
here. And the
Yeah.
super size. But you're like you said, your weights are right at your feet next to your
It's right.
desk.
It's right here. Yeah.
It's like you can't help but just think, think, think.
Yeah. Hold on
Oh,
one second.
demonstration.
I'm gonna lift it up.
Huh,
Kettlebell.
that's a big old kettlebell. Oh my
I
gosh,
wasn't.
you probably
I'm
haven't
not
seen
lying, guys. I
uh,
even have like I got a lot of little things. I got like a hand squeezy thing. Yep.
does that
For
help? What's
grip.
that for? Is it for the
A
forearm?
ball, a little stress ball. Oh, it's a green. So look.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
Here,
Are these for
look at
actually for
that. It's green.
stress?
Like it's a green ball. That, my God. It's well, I mean, for stress, I mean, getting grip, getting a grip. I'd like to try to get a grip. Grip strength. I work grip strength all the time. I do straight bar hanging. That's my number one thing for shoulder health. By the way, hanging from a straight bar. Do that every day.
Really? Hmm.
Yeah, you get I open up the brachial artery and get a lot of blood flow through the shoulder capsule.
Wow.
Also, just the extension and everything you get through the spine and decompressing and just hanging from a bar. I try to do that like a minute to a minute and a half at a time, probably 5 to 7 times a day when I'm doing my little breaks, doing the pull ups.
Hmm.
I'll just finish with a hang.
Wow.
Grip is another thing as far as function, thinking ahead to get, into our later years. We want to be able to carry things, um, hold
Yeah.
on to things. So grip strength is a good sign of vitality. So
Do I have help? Do I have is there hope for me? Look at my hand. I doesn't work. I lost these muscles from remember when I busted my I don't know if you remember when I
well,
fractured. I
I
never got
will
the
say this.
surgery.
Yeah, I will say this that
I'm worried I'll
anything that
say
has
some
anything that has like a limited amount of function, you can always
can always bring
exercise
it
it.
back. Okay.
Get a squeeze ball, get a little hand gripper, like try to work through that.
Yeah.
Dumbbells which you can carry on each side and walk with, called the farmer's carry, just like functional sort of things. I mean, if you have to tell your
Build
body
it
and
back.
your biology that there's work needed to be done. I mean, this is the thing is you always try to, I look at it through a lens of like, how needed am I? I want to tell my biology that I'm needed. So I want to
Mm,
put in some work,
mm,
you know,
I
um,
like that. Yeah.
because once you sort of like, it's the whole thing of like losing the will to live or just kind of not do anything. Biology says, okay, well, I guess your work is done.
Mm.
Every time you do a
That
sprint,
subconscious is really listening.
if I go to a park and I do a sprint,
Yeah.
my body is just picking it up like you're being chased, man. Like what's going on? And if you're telling your body,
Oh
like I'm in these
God.
environments where I'm running, I got to run after something or I'm running from something, it's going to reward you by making you stronger, faster,
Oh my
because all
gosh.
it
What
thinks
all that
is that,
adrenaline, fight
a,
or flight feeling.
yeah, I'm the primal, but it's good to impose a positive stressor. So you do these things in times of calm so that
Hmm.
in times of uncertainty and stress, you're already
You,
acclimated.
nice
Right. So you
training
do
right there.
acute, purposeful stress on purpose to handle the chronic challenges of life.
Okay.
That's sort of the way to think of that is like stress is good when you impose it, especially like, look, to pick your hard thing, right? So hard is going to happen no matter what.
Hmm.
Right? Bears do it. Like it's going to happen no matter what. So people are like, I can't go on this diet or whatever. It's like, look, something hard is going to be chosen. It's either going to be chosen
Yes.
by you or life. Yes, it's hard to eat this way, but it's hard to have diabetes. It's hard to have chronic conditions. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Joe.
Hi, Joe Fox.
So you just have to kind of pick your heart because a heart is going to happen. The worst thing
Yeah.
that we could tell people is how easy things are, and like
Yeah.
it's okay that it's difficult, and it's actually very rewarding to get through hard times. Don't wish
True.
them on people, but it's going to happen. There's going to be
True.
times that things are going to be hard. So
Indeed.
teach
And
our
it's how you
children
go
that
through that.
adversity, give them challenges, keep them stimulated.
Mm.
And human
I
beings are meant to have challenge.
Yes, I love those videos. How do you think of this with the young ones, like toddlers and young ones doing what's
Well,
considered
climbing
risky,
activities and things. Yeah,
climbing ladders? People are like, "Oh, babies," and it's like, but or
it's
one
a
was walking like a
controlled
plank
kind of
over a
risk.
creek, and I
Yeah,
was like,
I mean, there's a
"What?"
level of like controlled, risk. There's this fine line in there of order and
Yeah.
chaos. But
Yes.
yeah, sun guarding, exactly. We stretch and grow and challenge. That's just true.
Mm-hmm.
And overprotective. It's a classic thing. Helicopter
Mm-hmm.
parenting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We've had shows about that. We talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to um, just teach yourself how to challenge yourself and lean into times of adversity. Lean
Mm.
into it.
Lean into it. Here, wait. Here, Joe needs some help. What can he lean into? He said he is full carnivore, 6 months, and now Doc's on me about
Well,
the
Joe, I'm going to
back
ask
numbers. We were
when we
talking about
say,
those numbers.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
let's do a real quick thing. Let's
What
do an
is
aside.
the
Hey, Joe.
number?
So when we say bad cholesterol numbers, so what I would ask is for the three numbers: LDL, HDL, and triglycerides would be the first. And what I'd really want to know, I'd be very curious about triglyceride to HDL ratio. So in other words, if your triglycerides were 150, HDL was 50, that's a 3-to-1. What I would look at with cholesterol is I would want to see triglycerides under 100. I'd want to see that ratio triglyceride to HDL 1.5, to 1, maybe even 1-to-1, kind of tight together. So that's what I would look at. The cholesterol thing we could do a whole show. I mean, we've
We
talked a
did.
lot
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
but
Not long ago.
that's kind of what I would want to see, Joe. And I also want to look at a bunch of other numbers. C-reactive protein, and what does your fasting insulin level look like? Where's your body weight at right now? All of these things, because if everything is improving metabolically, and like say your LDL is the one thing that's too high, yeah, thanks, Joe. Then what are we talking about right now? So there's a lot of nuance to that. You want to look at what's your blood pressure, like all these other factors. Do you smoke or not, et cetera, et cetera. Family history. Have you done coronary arterial calcium scoring? What does that look like? Any kind of imaging, like all of these things before you just kind of say, oh, my cholesterol's at X number and this must be bad. There's a lot more to it than that. Keeping in mind that, like,
Mm-hmm.
LDL cholesterol. Okay, so that's pretty elevated, Joe. Now, is that 6.8? Is that coming down from where you were? We're doing like a live consultation here. Is that coming down from where you were, Joe? And because that's a
Let us know.
diabetic range, so are you on
Ooh.
like a medication? That's the 6.8 is that's in diabetic range. So I'm curious about that.
Yeah. Was it lower
Because if
than
it was
what it
coming
was
down
before?
from like a 9, then great job. If it's moving
Yeah.
up, you got to take a look at what's going on. Sometimes the A1C can get falsely thrown off, especially if people move to carnivore diet because they're,
Wow. Sorry to
oh,
interrupt.
amazing. Okay, good. From over 12. Okay.
Keep
See, so
going.
now we're talking about a trend line that looks really positive, really
Uh-huh.
positive. So I
Uh-huh.
would say there's just keep an eye on that. And so in that case, you would definitely want to get a fasting insulin level done as well.
Fasting.
Jardiance. Okay, so using
Jardian.
Jardiance. Got it.
Okay.
Okay, so you're
So a
doing like a
fasting insulin
constellation
test?
of stuff here. You got a dietary change, medical help there, which is good, like because you don't want like screaming high 12 A1C. So it all sounds pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I
Looks
wouldn't.
like
Again, the
on the right
cholesterol
path.
number is like one number out of all these other things that you have to keep in mind.
Mm.
But I was saying this, like cholesterol is important for fighting infection, especially later in life. So when you slam down LDL cholesterol, you tend to be more open to infection. people that are on statins that a doctor would say, hey, I want to put you on a statin. Okay, you have a higher risk of diabetes, which is kind of ironic, right? So there's a lot to that, but I'd say, Joe, you're trending in the right direction.
That's what I would say. This is
12
going in
to
the right
6.8.
direction.
Yeah.
But I never like to hear when a
Supplements.
doc bullies,
Yeah.
or pressures. It's like I hope they see the journey you've been on and see it as a
Yeah.
long term.
Yeah,
So
Joe,
that
you
must
can.
be another medication. Hmm.
Yeah, what I would say for you, Joe, is getting blood work done about once every 3 to 4 months, because you can really then monitor closely what's going on. I don't know if you wear continuous glucose monitor, but that's probably going to be insightful for you. Um, and then post meal, even though you're doing carnivore, you probably don't have a lot of carbs coming in, but post meal walks and 10-minute, 15 walks right after meal are really good. And then what I mentioned earlier about the body weight squats, all those things are going to help you out a lot. Like you're perfect candidate for all of that. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, keep us posted, Joe.
Yeah, that's cool. No, congrats
Yeah,
on that though. 12 to being in the
that's
sixes.
half, almost half. Yeah.
And I always tell people like A1C is kind of like earthquakes. It's not a perfect analogy, but those little change, like if I have an A1C of 5.6 versus someone is 6.5, it's like, oh, earthquake is 6.5 is much greater.
Mm.
When you get up into a certain range on an A1C, that's
Hmm. Oh
concerning.
yeah, I
Too
hear
many
you.
meds and statins and fear imposed by big farm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to watch family members and they're making choices. I was surrounded, they does ultimately lie in the power to choose.
Thanks, Joe.
That's
Yeah,
hard. That's
when it
hard.
comes to that, it comes down to the trade-off of in case of a family member, are they willing to make a change? How compliant are they? If they're not, it might end up just being the better choice of going on a medication. Just because it's like they're not, at the end of the day, it's not an ideal choice for the most part, but it's a better choice than doing nothing if they're not going to actually take on,
Hmm.
lifestyle change.
Yeah, I get it.
And ideally,
Yeah,
you probably want to do both for a little while for certain people, like maybe do a medication to, as a bridge to protect you. And
yeah,
then it depends again, case to
yeah.
case, while making new changes.
And those for entertainment purposes only. I am not a doctor, but I
Not
still
dispensing
love.
medical advice.
No, I love still sharing my experience. Like when overseas, I was standing behind a certain something and a concoction I do in my routine I do because for me personally it's what worked. So sharing that experience with someone doesn't mean they're going to have the exact same experience, but I can still share with full confidence and honesty and authenticity. This is what I did and this is what worked. Some just don't see it unless it comes from a piece of paper or they won't, it's not in alignment with them, and I'm not going to ever force or push. I can just lead by example and say, well, this worked for me, maybe you could try it this way. But
What I
it's yeah.
Yeah, what I try to do is also offer the counter argument so they know it. Well, here's what
Mm-hmm.
the doctor might say.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the pushback that here's the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually give, yeah, for entertainment purposes. Actually, I'm AI. I'm not actually real. So this none of this.
And here, perfect time
I've
for
been
this.
putting.
Happy music.
I was
Smile.
created by the newest
Water.
version of Grok, Super Grok 4.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Monisha. Welcome to
I could
my
be
grok.
reprogrammed into being a Giants fan. I just need a new prompt. Right now, my prompt is
Cool.
Dodger hat. But yeah, so to know, like, that's sort of how I like to play it. In general, is okay. So here's the pros, the cons, the risk benefit. Look at everything, because if you can argue both sides, then you kind of have an understanding on the topic. To try to avoid people just getting into, where it's like you're just kind of feeding into their own bias or whatever.
You got you. You need information. You need to have.
Confirmation bias is
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
People seeking the
True.
answer they want. The first thing you should do is to kind of look to the opposite
Mm. Mm.
to understand that. And if the thing that you're looking for still holds up against that, then you kind of, it's been tested. You got to kind of
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
tensile strength,
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I like to approach it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Joe, it looks like you have some choices there too. But he's got. I'm wondering if this will be a flag, so I'll flash it. Since I'm not a
I
entertainment purposes
saw
only, let me put it
rosuvastatin
back
real
on.
quick, which is the strongest statin
Oh no,
on the
Joe,
market.
don't do. I'm not a fan of those. I know we've talked more. We've had stuff about that. Aw. Well, like you said, if people have gotten from one place that they might need something
And
assistance to
again,
help
and
get
there
it
are
down.
what is
I
called
get it.
pleiotropic benefits where, if somebody has like a high coronary arterial calcium score, and there might be, some benefits where going on that medication may harden some of that soft plaque. So the score might actually get worse, but the character and the nature of that plaque is different
Mm,
and less dangerous and
okay.
less risky. There
Mhm.
is an anti-inflammatory benefit. So again, I could
You do
look.
the pros
You know
and
me.
the cons of both sides.
I'm not a
Yeah.
big pharma cheerleader, but you again, you have to just kind of look at person to person what it looks like.
It will serve a purpose. Joe,
It
don't be
can't.
sorry at all. This is an enlightening conversation
No,
for
it
me
actually
too.
can't. I mean, like you again, you have to look at that person's individual case because population-wide stuff doesn't mean much. I mean, it
Exactly.
tells us generally, but think about BMI. BMI, the metric, body mass index, it
Hmm.
tells us on a population level, people with higher BMI, probably obese, overweight. It doesn't tell much about an individual because if an
Hmm.
individual is pure muscle, 6 foot, 230 pounds of pure muscle, the BMI chart says they're obese. We can clearly see they're not. But generally, on a large scale, it holds true.
Hmm.
In most of these studies, it's like, okay, that's the pattern, but that doesn't say much about you, you know? Like you are you. We got to know about what you are dealing with.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that's just going to be different for everybody. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Nice.
we are back. We're so back.
Wow.
We're
You are
so
so
back.
back. You got steam coming out of your headphones. I'm so
So
grateful to
back.
you. Thank
I'm
you,
grateful for you.
Lauren.
I'm seeing some familiar names. I'm feeling
I
good.
love it,
Summer
Joe.
vibes.
There you
A
go.
pure Adonis. Exactly, Joe. Who are
Yay.
we to 230 pounds of twisted steel?
Boom.
Who are we to say anything?
Yeah. Exactly. I'm going to give a special shout out and those who got through came to this point from the replay crew. I know there's going to be a lot of replay pals. We have a lot of pals over and a few other shows right now, and they were really excited to hear that you were coming
Oh,
back for
cool.
chit chat, Lauren. So this is exciting, and
I'm
I
popping
know
up out of
best
my
to
hole.
say I'll see you next week because we just never know. So
I
we'll
think we'll
see what
see.
flies.
We'll see what happens
Did
with
you
next week. If not,
did you
if
by
not the week
chance see a
after.
picture of my son? He's taller than me now. He's
Oh my
not even
God.
12 yet. Yeah, he shot up when we were over there. I think it was all the meat.
He got himself a
and
growth
his
spurt. That's
and
cool. Yeah,
his
I
voice
had
is
a crazy
changing.
one. Oh yeah, that's fun. I know
That
all
was
about that.
I was like this, like, who's that?
Yeah, I went through that kind of later than him though. My growth spurt happened after my freshman year. I finished freshman year at about 5'6", and uh, I by the time sophomore year started, I was 6'2". So
Oh,
I grew
that is
eight.
a
I grew
huge
eight
growth
inches over the
spurt.
summer.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
swear
That's
on my grandma's great.
crazy.
Like,
Hi, Poncho. That's
yeah.
a lot. That's a lot. Well, I guess, yeah, I have to look and see what his birthday
Hey,
is in
Pancho.
2 weeks. We'll see which
Yeah, my
how
dad
much
went
he
up
grew in
in
that. I'm holding on
13
to
was
my
his
crystal, by the
growth
way.
spurt. He got to 6'1" by 13, and then he stopped growing. So some
Ah,
people keep growing until after high school.
that's, yeah, I think so. I think my
Thank
little
you,
miss.
Sun Garden.
Thank you. Thank you so much, beautiful. I know who that is. I
Hmm.
love these handles. I'm so glad you guys do these live. Seriously, it provides great insight. Totally. Oh, thanks, Joe Fox. I'm happy to hear it's being of service. And there you go. That's lovely to hear. Thank you.
Awesome.
And thanks for putting yourself out there in that's how we build the community. And so should this be a replay that someone may be going through what you're going through too, you just shared something that is going to help them learn a little bit
Yeah.
more and maybe they can reach out to Lawrence, so thank you for putting yourself out there too. Hi Polly, I see you there. I think that some pals are tripping over. Nice to see you.
Hi,
Yeah, thank
Polly.
you, Lawrence, for doing that quick assessment and
Yeah.
handling all that there.
Yeah, that's fun. I love to do it. And, with I think it's like every client I've had it's like, you learn something new, or you pick up on something, and then it comes down to just distilling all that. It's sort of like you can get a lot of bang for the buck if you just have a handful of go-to principles.
Yeah.
That's what we always try to talk about is getting the biggest bang for the buck out of behaviors and set yourself up for success. Most people can do things. It's like a short term, but like, it becomes an identity thing. So see yourself as a healthy person. Ask yourself the question, what do healthy people do? Look at the behaviors that you have. Does it map out to what you want most? Or is it just what you want now? What you want most.
So important.
So is this behavior mapping out to what I want most? And then it's a good behavior if it is. If it's just like, what do I want now? Sometimes it's the same. Like I want something now, and it does serve my future self, but there's that future version of you that's waiting for the best version of you to show up.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite quotes on stress. It's like, or fear. Fear is the greatest version of ourself begging for a chance.
Oh, I like that. Fear is the greatest version of ourselves begging for a chance.
Begging for a chance. That's a reframe
really,
and a half, right? I mean, that's
a total reframe.
It turns it into almost like, woo! I'm on a quest now. I'm on a hero's journey. I'm about to discover this best version of myself. That's pretty cool.
I know we're wrapping up, but can I ask you a quick question? Because what you were saying made me think about being raised in a way. My modeled behavior, the behavior that's modeled for me was like the getting fit for an event, getting this crash fit, and then once the event's over, it's like this. I see what you're saying is you got to envision how you want to be as a human for your life, like the wellness that you are, not just for, I got to fit in this dress for the special occasion. Well, or is that a good thing?
Well, no, the thing with the goals is the systems and there's goals. And so if a goal is to run a marathon and you know that the marathon is coming up on October 15th and you've got to train for it, right? So we have that as a goal. That's fine. But more important than just saying, okay, I want to get the marathon done and that's it. More important than that is the mindset of becoming a runner. Because if you become a runner, the day after the marathon, you're still a runner. If your whole thing is to just run the marathon and then the next morning, you're going to feel like a come down because you're like, well, now what? But if you're a runner, you're like, I just run. I'm not, marathons are going to come, they're going to go, but like, I did it, but like, that's my identity. That's who I am. So, if you see yourself as a person that does healthy things, it's like, then there's just certain things that you do and certain things you don't do. And it's that whole thing of like, you don't have to say, I can't eat that. I don't. That's a more powerful thing because it's a choice. It's like, I don't eat that. If you say I can't, then you're like, oh, there's that inner rebel. Well, of course you can. You kind of have to remind yourself, yes, of course I can. I just don't. There's one client shared this with me. She used to say, that's not my food. That's not my food. And it's like who I am, I don't do that because I'm this person. Then that person stays. That's integrity. Then you're who you are. You have to know who you are and what is that person what does that person do? Then the behavior is coming from a bigger place because the only way behavior stays is if it comes from an identity. Because look at how many people die on hills based on identity. It's the single most important factor in how we'll make decisions is who do we identify with? How do we see ourselves? How many people in their profile that you could see, and they identify themselves by their diet sometimes or by their politics.
Spell casting.
And now there you go. And you're going to do things that you consider those people do in that tribe, in that set.
Yes. I love it. Well, not just the Dodgers hitting out of the park. You're hitting out of the park, Lawrence. So they're asking about the quote. What was that fear quote again that you said?
It's the best version of yourself begging for a chance.
Oh, yes.
There's other ways to look at it. Face everything and rise. That's the acronym,
Face everything and rise, the acronym for
There's
fear.
different ones,
Or
right?
fear is the best version of yourself looking for another chance.
I like begging for a chance because it's even
Begging
more
for a
powerful. It's not just looking. It's not just
It's
passively
begging for
searching. It's
another
like,
chance.
come on, let's go.
Oh,
And you learn
nice.
to actually, I remember when I did theater back in the 90s, I remember one night, because this kind of speaks to this. I remember one night feeling really flat, like I didn't feel the butterflies, come before you get on stage or something,
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
feel. I didn't have that.
Mm.
And I went on and I was flat. It was the worst performance. In fact, the director, who was a really nice guy, he was kind of like, after the show, like, what was that?
Oh.
And he said it was a listless performance. And it dawned on me that I needed to embrace the idea that the butterflies, and it started to become like, I started to see like the nerves as a good thing, and I wanted them. I wanted a little
I
bit of
get
that.
what you
And there was some personal things going on that I just kind of, my mind was on something else, and it wasn't on all of this. But
and
like,
it showed on
just
stage.
know that that's the cue. The adrenaline, that's the cue for greatness. Something cool is about to happen, right?
Empowerment.
I'm about to like go on a thing here. Let's do it.
Oh,
So just
you're
to
writing
reframe.
it down.
There it
Writing it
is.
down. And Monisha's writing it down too. I
Cool.
love it, Monisha. Thank you. Yay.
Write
Well,
it all
very
down.
cool.
Hey, it's not mine. I found it, picked it up along the way, and I just loved it. And you go to that thing. The other one I want to share is about behavior, and I love this one. Another one of my favorite ones is it's about change and stuff and process. It's a slow process, but quitting won't speed it up.
Mm.
And how many times have people
Good for
just
kids.
it's like the all or nothing thing. I'm just gonna stop, but like quitting's not gonna speed that up. It's a slow process. You got to play the long game.
Yeah.
And if you're vibing off the process, and it's just like, I really get into, Heidi, like helping people, right? So if I'm going into my day knowing I've got a lot to give, I actually have no expectation of getting anything from anyone. You know how incredible that is? Because I have 100% control over the thing that makes me happy, which is giving. I'll get back. I already know that. That'll just happen that just comes out in the wash there. But that feeling of like expecting a bunch of things from a bunch of people every day, you're just sitting on your heels playing defense in life and sitting back and then going through a roller coaster of disappointments and pleasantly surprised and all this stuff. It's like better to assert yourself and say, what can I provide? And if that's how I'm defining where that joy comes from, it's always there. Because it doesn't mean generosity doesn't mean I'm giving my money or spending every bit of my energy. It's more like I can say something nice to somebody. I can smile at somebody. I can offer that genuine kindness.
It's unconditional.
It's pretty easy.
Kindness too. And that's pretty
It doesn't.
authentic.
It's not very hard to do.
Yeah.
So, those are things that and it takes daily maintenance. You don't take a bath and call it good for the year. You have to keep doing it. So
you don't just do it for a post.
You don't do
Look,
it.
I'm being so kind.
And it's a new day, and it's a new time, and it's a new possibility. And every moment that emerges is like this new thing.
Another opportunity.
Yeah. Something awesome is like right around the corner at any given time. Possibilities.
Hashtag perspective. Hashtag choices.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna finish this off. I'm gonna finish this off with a baseball thing because I'm gonna start with the baseball. I want to bookend this. I'm gonna tell you something about baseball. So one of the reasons I like baseball is because in any given day, any team can beat any other team, and the best players can be terrible. Okay, so we have a player on the Dodgers named Freddie Freeman. And Freddie Freeman, he hit the grand slam to win the World Series last year. He came out the gate smoking hot this year. And for like the last month, he's been in a horrible slump. Well, this isn't, I know a lot of baseball trivia. So I put a post on a little baseball group that I'm a part of this morning. And it's going to go to all this that we've talked about. So there was a hitter in the 1940s on the New York Yankees that was going through a really bad slump. Hitting about the same over 21 games, he was hitting 197, which is really bad, like under 200. Okay. Steps up to the plate one game, gets one hit, commits an error in the field that day. It's sort of a normal game. Well, he ended up getting a hit in 55 more games after that, and that guy was named Joe DiMaggio. Most people know
Oh,
Jolton Joe DiMaggio, and the thing was, what most people don't, they all remember him for the streak. What they
for the
don't
loop.
remember is the 21 games where he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. And so I posted about that this morning, and wouldn't you know, today, because the universe does these things, the baseball gods were alive and well, talking through me. Well, Freddie Freeman came up with game-winning hit today.
Oh,
A guy who's been slumping, couldn't hit, striking out. He scored the first RBI of the game, and then in extra innings, 2 outs, clutch hit.
oh, he's
Dodgers
back.
go ahead. So you don't know when that next big hit's going to come. Your day, you could be sucking eggs every day, huffing and puffing through life and eating shit. But tomorrow, you're the hero.
Another one. Write it down. Old school Hollywood baseball.
Baseball,
Exactly to
baby.
Mothman. Awesome. I see you peeps
Old
calling
school
in. Thank
Hollywood
you.
baseball. Yes, Tim Mothman. Absolutely. Old school Hollywood baseball.
You
Jolton
guys
Joe.
go the distance. Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for.
Yeah.
Hey, I see Amber's Paraworld in here, by the way. I just want to give a super big shout out because we're going live, Amber and I, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. So
Chai, is that
please.
Chicago?
Oh
Is
no,
that the?
I think she's saying hi to She-Rose
Oh,
channel.
okay, okay.
She-Rose
She
channel.
said, I
Yeah,
thought I
James.
saw CHI.
I
I'm like,
know. We're
hey,
both Chicago, Amber. So she's
okay.
over in the Appalachians. We're
Oh,
gonna
cool.
we're gonna get back to those paranormal chit chats. So
Oh,
this
fun.
is always a favorite, Lawrence. Thank you so much for all this conversation. I call it holistic health. I just generalize it. I don't know if that makes us have a flag or anything,
Yeah,
but it's really an empowering conversation on the choices you have when it comes to the betterment of your lifestyle. How about that?
100%. I
And you
couldn't
are
said it
so
better.
super well read. So thank you for all that you are and do.
Thank
Now,
you.
could you? Will you think we might see you next Sunday, or we'll see?
I think next Sunday, maybe, yeah. I think it
Okay.
looks pretty good. Saturday, I got a thing going on. But Sunday looks
All right.
open. So
Well, you'll see us. Oh, Mothman 2. We will see an advert if we can play
Chi-town
again
in the
soon.
house.
I really appreciate you guys for blowing this up again. We were dormant, but not quiet. We've been living big time. We've been living and I'm so grateful to be able to share all that with you guys. So thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you,
thank you for
Polly.
taking the time to do this, Lawrence. I know you're up to the wazoo with all the work you're doing with Rainbow Chefs Academy and kids' health and everything. Thank you, Sun Garden.
It's all
Thank you,
happening.
guys.
We're changing the
It's all
world.
happening. So go lift
All
some weights
happening.
and do some squats, and
I'm
we'll
gonna go.
get
I'm
back to
getting.
work.
I'm gonna be in about 2 minutes from now. I will be squatting next to my desk
Okay. He's on a
and
calendar.
giving a great like nod of appreciation for having functional legs.
Perfect.
Not even kidding.
Oh, wow.
Gratitude.
Gratitude. Wake and go to bed with it. It'll change your life.
Change
That's
your
what I
damn
say.
life.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget like and subscribe. Share with some peeps if you dig. Like I said, Lawrence and I, it is a pleasure. I've known Lawrence for 30 years, so it's fun to share this energy exchange with him and talk about these things. We both fell into, looking for. Oh, keep closing. I'm closing it for like 10 minutes, so you can
It's a
tell we
long
haven't
place. A
done it in
slow
a long
descent. This is
time.
your captain speaking. We're at 20,000, and we're gonna just kind of hang around, circle the airport a little bit. We're waiting for a clear runway.
Oh my gosh! And
We
cheers to
might be
vacation
running out of fuel
constipation.
soon, folks, but it's okay.
If
Flight
you're
crew
tuning in
has.
late and you need
We got some late stage Bloody Marys we'll be serving up in the cabin in a moment, and and where's Bo? We don't even like. We're just.
he's not even here right
You know what?
now.
It's just. But we do have the Bigfoot in the background. There's a lot going on. Heidi's got a plant. Everything's fine.
Everything's good. Everything is awesome. So thanks,
All right.
folks. Okay,
We're
now I'm
about to
gonna end it.
land the ship now.
Okay. Smell you later. Bye. Bye, guys. See you
Bye.
tomorrow morning.